I'm sorry, but this has to be one of the dumbest complaints I've ever heard about Pixar, saying that Pixar has to stop trying to teach us how to think and behave and get back to making funny, heartwarming films. Then they name all these films right here that are just funny and heartwarming. But the thing is that Pixar has been trying to teach you something ever since their very first film. So I'm going to go through each of these films and tell you what the themes are that Pixar was trying to tell you, because for some reason, it didn't hit your brain. Toy Story is a movie about friendship, but also about identity. Woody sees himself as the only thing or the most important thing in Andy's life. So when someone comes and tries to replace him, he is downright having a existential crisis for his life. And he has to learn how to move on and accept that Andy is changing and has other toys. Cars is about finding fulfillment in your life's journey. This is about a top racer who is a jerk, who learns how to humble himself by going to a small town and seeing the people's own personal troubles. Finding Nemo is about loss and moving on with your life. But also, main character Marlin, he is highly anxious and he is always worried about his son because he doesn't want anything bad to happen to him. Ratatouille is about following your dreams. He is very different from the rest of the rats in his community. And he's supposed to take over as leader of this community, but he wants to follow something else. He wants to do something different for his life, just like people do when they don't want to follow in their parents' footsteps. Bug's Life literally has someone that is oppressing the bugs and making the ants slaves, taking all their food, ruining their lives, and the ants fight back against their oppressor. Up is also about loss and moving on with your life. Carl basically just wants nothing to do with life anymore because he thinks it's pointless after Ellie left. But he gains a new purpose in finding Russell and Doug, and he realizes that life is still worth living and his adventure isn't over yet, even though Ellie's ended. Monsters Inc. is also about finding fulfillment in ways that you don't think you would have found. Sully finds fulfillment by being a parental figure for a young girl, but he thought he'd only be fulfilled by being a scarer. And then, do we even need to talk about the family themes within The Incredibles? Mr. Incredibles feels so worthless in his life because he is not a hero, even though all his family really wants from him is to be a dad and be a present father. And he has to learn that the hard way, that he's not useless. He doesn't have to be strong in every single way. His family just needs him. Pixar has always tried to tell a story. It doesn't matter what year, what era of Pixar you're referring to. Saying that these are funny, heartwarming films doesn't make sense because the new movies coming out are also funny and heartwarming. So this is just the most brain dead, I am sorry. I don't know what I'm reading right here because it makes no sense.